Hi everybody, my name is Mike Kowis and I teach at Lone Star College Montgomery as an adjunct, and today I would like to share with you a few practical tips as part of the How Do I series. Today I'm going to talk about how do I engage my students in classroom discussions. I usually teach in face-to-face classes, and along with so many others at Lone Star College, this past spring I had to convert my class from face-to-face to online. And so I learned a few lessons about engaging my students through that process, through that semester. And so what I'd like to share with you is just some practical tips that I picked up along the way, and maybe they'll help you. I hope so. So the first thing I like to do when I think about engaging college students, or any of my students really, is to think about what can I do to be an entertainer, to make class fun. I know a lot of us already do this. This is secondhand, not secondhand, this is first-hand knowledge. You guys are doing this already as part of your normal classroom activities, but I'm asking you to be conscientious about it and to make an effort to go out of your way to be somewhat entertaining, amusing, something to pique their interest, if you will, and keep them engaged in the classroom discussions. And so a lot of the things I've been doing in the face-to-face classes worked pretty well online. For example, I like to use humor, jokes, that sort of thing. I tease my students a lot. I joke about myself, about them, and so we have a lot of fun in my classroom. At least that's the goal. And my students seem to enjoy the humor. I get a lot of positive feedback from them on that. So that's something that continued even during the online session when I converted my class over to online. For example, very first class, I went from having face-to-face and I went to synchronous, where you do the live class and everyone's logged in at the same time via WebEx. So I did that type of class. It's a 3-hour night class because that's what I teach. And the very first time we logged in, I turned the camera upside down on purpose so that when I logged in, everyone was looking at me upside down, right? It kind of looked like this or something. So I think that worked. We'll see. So anyway, so that was the first little prank I pulled on them, and they instantly knew something was wrong. Not many people was adjusting their monitors. They knew Mr. Kowis was pulling a fast one on them. So, because they'd already had me a couple of months. Another thing I do for fun, they have polling questions, and I'm sure you've seen that in WebEx if you've used WebEx for your classes. And so I love that feature. What I would do is I would add a couple of entertaining polling questions to start every class. And that turned out to be a big hit. So it could be anything. I would look up Ben and Jerry's ice cream because they always have these weird names for flavors, and I would list, which one of these ice creams is a real Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and I'd make up all kinds of crazy things, dumpster fire, whatever, all these oddball names, and then there'd be a real Ben and Jerry's name in there somewhere, and they'd have to figure it out. So that was one of the questions. Another one I used was real Texas town names. So there's all these very unusual Texas town names. You can find them on the internet, just Google it. And so I put a whole bunch of them in there, and then I made one up, like White Bass, Texas, which doesn't exist. But a lot of people thought that was real. So anyway, so I like to use amusing polling questions to kind of kick the class off every time. And that seemed to go over well. So those are little things that I did to kind of add a little entertainment to the online feature. But again, a lot of the things I've been doing day in and day out in my face-to-face classes seem to work. So I would, for example, use crazy examples. That always seems to get their attention. The more off the wall and oddball and humorous, the better. Sometimes I would wear a crazy costume or a funny hat to class, like if it's Halloween or something. One time I dressed up in a zoot suit, which was great. Except for my dual credit high school student had no idea what I was dressed up like. So he was not familiar with the 1940s zoot suit. But anyway, if you think of ways that you can bring a little bit of fun into the classroom, that's what I highly recommend. And I'll leave you with this thought, because I wanted to keep this very short and sweet. But whatever it is that you do for fun outside the classroom, I recommend that you try to bring that into the classroom. And so for me, I love comedy. I love making people laugh or smile. I've gone to a whole bunch of different comedy clubs and watched all these professional comedians and over the years, and I just love what they do. I love their gift to bring laughter and joy to the world. So I try to do, I've even gone to like open mic nights and try to perform myself, and I'm terrible at it. I'm not good, but at least I try. And so, and in my classroom, I make a real effort to try to make people smile and laugh, because that's what I love to do. That's what I enjoy out of life. So I try to bring that into my classroom as much as possible. Now, let's say you have other gifts, that you can play a musical instrument. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing if I could play a musical instrument, because I guarantee I teach business law. I would be strumming the guitar and I would be making up songs about business law, on the spot. And whatever it is that you enjoy. If you enjoy, let's say you collect memorabilia from World War II and you teach a history class, bring that memorabilia into the classroom, or show pictures or video of your collection. I mean, I think that would entertain, or at least amuse your students, to see that you have this side of you, this passion, these hobbies outside the classroom, make you seem more relatable, and maybe they would enjoy class just that much more. So anyway, that's my tips for today. If you have any other questions, I wrote a book on how to engage students, and it's called Engaging College Students, a Fun and Edgy Guide for Professors. And if you want to read it for free, you can go to the Lone Star College Montgomery Library. They have a couple of copies. Or you can go to the Faculty Resource Center. I donated a copy there as well. If you happen to read it, it is written in tongue-in-cheek, so don't take it seriously. But the tips are real. So anyway, I hope you enjoy that and have a great day.